Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. I am Sunique and I'm going to unwrap this little beauty here. I've got a little note that says thank you so much, I hope you love the cards. A little smiley face. Okay, so let's undo it. And it's got like this lovely ribbon around it. I'll take that off. Undo. Oh, it's beautifully wrapped. We have the deck, and it's the Lilith's Oracle. And a guidebook. Now, I've been fascinated by the story of Lilith, and so I'm really excited to learn more. Really want to learn more about Lilith. Okay, so we look at the guidebook first. This is Jennifer Heather, the author here, 2024, the copyright, an email address, a contents page. So there are 28 cards. And we have some references as well. Quote from John Milton in Paradise Lost. Oh, a terracotta plaque measuring approximately 9 inches in height, 14 inches width. Excavated in the 1920s. 4,000 years old. So the talons line with the traditional representations of Lilith as a winged bird-like being. Yeah, we have some background to Lilith, which I'm really going to enjoy reading. And then modern Lilith, how we see Lilith today. A bit about reading the cards, and then we're actually into the cards themselves. And look, we have a reference here to who made the paintings. Think of the back, isn't that gorgeous? That's like a line drawing of a very famous painting. References. So there's a few there we can look at if we want to learn more. I've got that book, The Glam Witch. Not read it yet though. And then a little bit on the back. So Lilith's Oracle is a card deck that draws from the myths and stories surrounding the enigmatic Lilith, demon, succubus, first woman and Jezebel. Lilith has been called many names and has been portrayed in numerous ways, but no matter how unflattering these portraits may be, she endures. In recent years, the image of Lilith has been reclaimed as a goddess of mystery, freedom and fierce independence. She is a rebel spirit who demands authenticity and commands attention. Lilith makes herself heard. She will not be silenced or censored. Her oracle reflects the unbridled rebel spirit of one who lives passionately and unapologetically. It is a tool that will help you on your journey to growth, transformation and self-ownership, offering wisdom and insight into finding connection to Lilith. The oracle has been illustrated using captivating classic artworks that embody the essence of Lilith in her vast multitudes. And I think I've said on this channel before how, my upbringing, Lilith is much needed, I think, for me. It's been sorely missing this energy in my life. Okay, so we have some really massive borders, which is not my favourite. And the black writing against this background here, this red background, a little bit difficult to see. But yes, we can see we've got these classic paintings in the middle. This one's "Seize the light there is only now." We've got this sort of snake going around. We've got Lilith's symbol here. What looks like a spider's web. These are the backs. The phases of the moon here. Some stars, all on the back of a snake with an eye on the back of the head. Find your voice, speak your truth. Dark Mother, creation and destruction. Quite cardboardy these cards are, very thick. Equality, born of the same earth. Yes, we forget that sometimes, don't we? That we're all equal. Rise above, retreat is not defeat. This is the dawn. Image for the dawn, goddess. Queen of the night, know your worth. These are beautiful images. Envy, discover your gifts. Looks like a harpy. Release guilt, you are not your thoughts. So we have some pre-Raphaelite art. Primal Scream, authentic expression. There's a band called Primal Scream. Mother of demons, caring for all. Wow. Nightbird, act with stealth. Beautiful owl. Wilderness, freedom in solitude. Exile, enforced separation. Gosh. Embrace darkness, healing in shadow. Rebellion, take a stand. Untethered, liberation from boundaries. Enchantress, embody the siren. Alien woman, relish your otherness. Wow, look at this. Flaming fire, ecstasy of life. Wow. Succubus, unapologetically fearsome. Wow. I'm saying wow a lot, aren't I? They're just quite powerful images and powerful words. Rejection, necessary price. And that's what we fear, I think, being rejected. If we try to be our authentic self, we won't fit in. Submission, where do you give your power away? Look at this blackness behind. Hey, temple, honour your body. That's the image. Very famous Lilith image, isn't it? Wild woman, walk with beasts. Got two black panthers there. Look at this gorgeous green. Serpent's wisdom. Awaken your intuition. Wow. Atonement, accepting responsibility. Shedding, transformation awaits. Emancipation, self-ownership. That was the last card in the deck. Oh, what do you think? Powerful deck, isn't it? Shall we look at a card? Embrace darkness, healing in shadow. Let's look at that one. So they're not numbered. You just have to look into the contents page to find them. But the cards themselves aren't actually, I can't see a number on any of them. It's not even in alphabetical order, so you just got to scan down. But it's only these, it's fine. So page 26. Oh, there's a lot of text here. Allow space for darkness. Now this is Inferno by Franz von Struck, 1908. Too often the concept of dark is diminished as evil or bad in comparison to the light, which is conceptualized as pure or good. I do apologise for the noise in the background. I think somebody's cutting down a tree. Anyway, so we're asked here, reframe the way darkness is viewed, understanding it to be a place of neutrality, a complementary counter to the light, which is also neutral. The demonisation of wicked Lilith as a harlot and child killer stands in stark contrast to the celebration of nurturing, compliant, virtuous Eve. Yeah, Lilith apparently was Adam's first wife, who wouldn't lay down beneath him, and so she was banished from the Garden of Eden, and Eve took her place, according to the myth. However, separating the two archetypes into something that can only exist independently of each other as either good or bad is an example of this fractured way of thinking. Make room for both, understanding the synergy between the two. We all contain both to some degree because humans contain multitudes. Denying either aspect is merely a denial of the true self. In darkness we rest, we heal, we rejuvenate. The darkness can be a womb that comforts us when we need it, or it can be a void that receives our pain and lets us experience emotions uninhibited. In darkness, we can reflect on our choices, on who we are and where we are heading. In darkness, we can be reborn, shedding the old layers ready to emerge renewed. Spend some time in stillness and introspection so that you can nurture the fragmented parts of yourself and work towards healing. Drawing this card might, however, be a very literal sign that you need to allow your body and mind the time to rest. Avoid unnecessary stimulation as you turn inwards. Darkness can represent the fallow periods of our lives, times of loss, stagnation, and depression. There can be a tendency to feel as if we ought to quickly rush back to the life we had before, but such periods of crisis are not to be resisted. They are necessary threads in the tapestry of our existence. They shape us and mould us. We return from them transformed, just as the day follows night, darkness and light dance an eternal cyclical rhythm. We must learn to step in time to this universal beat and flow with the pulse of this earth. Periods of darkness are something we should surrender to as we journey through them at our own pace. Trying to force yourself into a period of activity and growth that you are not emotionally prepared for will only cause more damage in the long run by leaving your pain and trauma unprocessed. This can be a difficult lesson to remember in a society that rewards continual growth whilst disapproving of periods of absence, but the flowers do not bloom all year round, and neither should we. What? That is so good. That is so good, and a little bit on point for me at this time in my life, which I won't go into detail about, but that is very poignant for me. Also, at the moment, I'm just coming to the end of a book, and this book I've just been and fetched. I got this from the library, nearly finished it, on page 421 of 466. Oh, there's another book. I might have to get that. Spinning Silver, this one is called, and it's by Naomi Novik. It is so good. It's basically a fight between winter and summer. Each one is very, very powerful and wants to overthrow the other, and two humans get caught in all this, and their families do too. And so, yes, that extreme that this deck was talking about with Lilith and Eve, neither are good or bad, just as the sun and the winter or the ice isn't good or bad, it just is. Yes. So it's very thought-provoking, this book, when we actually start to think about extremes. It talks about to bark. When we think about extremes, and I try to take the middle path. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this lovely Oracle of Lilith, or Lilith's Oracle, by Jennifer Heather. I got this from Etsy, and well worth the price given the information in the guidebook. I'm really, really pleased with this. So now I'm going to go before the dog really starts to bark. I'm sorry if that disturbs anybody. He's obviously seeing somebody walking past the window. Anyway, until my next video, thank you for being here. Bye friends, bye.